take a look at Donald Trump's comments on the 4 American soldiers killed in Niger.
We had the latest on a 34-year-old cold murder case that has finally been solved.
And as tensions rise, North Korea is refusing diplomacy with the United States.
All that and more today, Wednesday, October 18th. Good morning, I'm Ross Ketschke.
And I'm Maegan Cullinan. Today we will be interviewing a student musician, Jasper Cote, who is also performing an original song.
Then catch our demo correspondent Kate Nelson to learn how to make an easy and delicious as well as healthy smoothie.
And later we'll recap Emerson's Fresh Check Day with our Emerson Events correspondent, Brenna Epstein.
Now for this morning's top headlines. On Monday, President Donald Trump made his first public comments regarding the killing of 4 American soldiers in Niger. According to the Pentagon, about 50 ISIS soldiers ambushed the American Green Berets with machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades on October 4th. Initial reports said the attack was totally unexpected, and confusion on the ground led to an inefficient reinforcement effort. The president told reporters that he had written letters and made phone calls to the families of fallen soldiers. According to military officials, the investigation into the attack is still ongoing, and operational procedures for American forces in Africa are being reviewed.
A 34-year-old cold case in Georgia has finally been solved. On Friday, police arrested 5 people for the involvement in the 1983 murder and cover-up of 23-year-old Timothy Coggins. While some details are still unclear, investigators have said that if this crime were to happen today, it would be classified as a hate crime. 2 of the suspects, Frank Gebhardt and Bill Moore, Sr., have been charged with murder, while Sandra and Lamar Bunn were charged with obstruction. Gregory Huffman also was charged with obstruction as well as violation of oath of office. The charges against these 3 are not related to the murder, rather to the investigation that took place after the case was reopened. The investigation remains ongoing, with the Spalding County Sheriff releasing the following statement. Our thoughts and prayers are with Timothy Coggins' family, and we will support them and stand with them as the prosecution of his murders move forward. He said, "We are going to make sure people answer for that crime."
North Korea is ruling out diplomacy with the United States, at least for right now. In a statement earlier this week, Pyongyang officials reaffirmed the rogue state's commitment to developing a long-range missile that could reach the east coast of the United States. Officials said leader Kim Jong-un has not totally given up on diplomatic efforts, but wants to send a strong message that his country is capable of powerful defensive and offensive measures. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly told reporters that Americans should be concerned about the North's ability to reach the mainland U.S. with a nuclear weapon. On Sunday, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said he will continue his diplomatic efforts until the first bomb drops.
It was revealed that the Russian internet trolls who influenced the U.S. election were forced to watch Netflix's House of Cards in order to gain a better understanding of the U.S. government. The story broke after a troll who went by the name of Maxim gave an interview to a Russian TV station revealing what exactly the Russian trolls did to interfere with the U.S. election. Maxim explained that they were told to post comments on web stories from media outlets like the New York Times and the Washington Post, posing as Americans. They focused on former Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, and they were additionally instructed to post about religion, guns, and gays. They used the comment section of various websites to slam Hillary Clinton about her private email server scandal, as well as scandals involving her family. While these 2 agendas were heavily pushed, they were instructed to never mention Putin or Russia and used virtual private networks to disguise themselves. The Russian interference in the 2016 election is currently the subject of multiple congressional investigations, as well as one part of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation.
And now we'll head outside to our weather correspondent, Giuliana Bruno. How's it looking out there, Giuliana?
Thanks, guys. Now, before I get into the weather here in Boston, here are some updates on the wildfires that are still causing devastation in California. Although many evacuation orders have been lifted in Northern California, as of Monday, roughly 150 people are still missing, and over 6,700 homes and businesses are left destroyed. Over 40 people have died, and this has been the deadliest week of wildfires in California state history. Investigators are still looking at the cause of the fire, but it is leaning toward power lines. This week, California will be receiving some rain. It won't be enough to completely douse the flames, but it will assist because of the humidity. Now shifting over to Boston weather, skies are sunny today with temperatures seeming to finally drop to the weather we Northeasterners are accustomed to in fall. Temperatures are in the 50s this morning, but will warm up to the 60s later in the afternoon. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, we will be seeing similar weather patterns with lows hanging around the upper 40s and mid 50s and highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Looks like we'll be clear of any rain all week through to the weekend. Perfect weather for family weekend here at Emerson. So we have that to look forward to. For GME Weather, I'm Giuliana Bruno. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Giuliana. When we come back, the top entertainment stories with Jose.
Welcome back. We're here with our entertainment correspondent, Jose. So what are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about Joe Jonas's engagement with Sophie Turner, the hashtag #MeToo on Facebook, and Eminem's freestyle about Donald Trump. So Joe Jonas recently announced that he's engaged with Game of Thrones actress Sophie Turner. Joe reported that he knew she was just the one. The two posted Instagram photos of the engagement rings with captions saying, "She said yes and I said yes." So what do you guys think? Are you happy for this couple, and do you think the engagement will last?
Well, I mean, you gotta be happy for the couple. It's Hollywood. Who knows how long the engagement's gonna last, really. But
Right.
The one thing I'm a little weirded out about is I've seen some photos of Jonas, and he looks a little bit like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, which is starting to make me feel a little bit uneasy about this
Right.
relationship.
Well, you know, Sophie Turner is loved and adored by the Jonas brothers and the rest of his family. So, you know, once you marry one Jonas brother, you already know you marry the
You're
whole
part of the
entire
Joe Bro
family.
family.
Exactly.
A little worried. There's only 2 Jonas brothers left to choose from now.
Yep. Yeah,
Who do we have? Who's even
Nick
left now?
and Frankie Bonus Jonas. Everyone forgets about young Frankie.
You can't forget the bonus
Frankie.
Jonas.
All right, moving on. Recently, the hashtag #MeToo has been trending all around Facebook and Twitter. The hashtag was created with the caption, "If all women who have been sexually harassed or assaulted wrote Me Too as a status, we might give people a sense of the magnitude of the problem." Facebook feeds were flooded with the hashtag and support for those who posted. So what do you guys think? Is this sending a strong enough message about sexual harassment?
It's definitely sending a strong message, and I don't know if you've seen the new hashtag, men are posting hashtag I hear you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice continuation of, I think, the initial movement that started a couple of days ago, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one of my favorite tweets is targeted towards men, and it said, "Men, don't say you have a mother, a daughter, or a sister. Say that you have a father, a son, and a brother who can all do better."
Yeah, because Matt Damon was under a lot of fire for his interview where he commented, he was like, well, I have 4 daughters, so.
Yeah.
I read a lot of things, especially following the Weinstein controversy last week. I saw a lot of people writing about how celebrities, when they're coming out, they don't need to talk about the women in their life. They need to talk about the women in the world,
Yeah,
because there's
exactly.
people all over the place that are facing this issue.
Yeah, and not only do we have to educate men about sexual harassment, and I find it amazing that we still have to talk to men about not sexually harassing women and other people. So it's amazing. So also, rapper Eminem posted a freestyle over the weekend that was talking about his views of the current president, Donald Trump. He used lines such as, "This is a form of distraction," plus he gets an enormous reaction when he attacks the NFL. So he focused on that instead of talking about Puerto Rico or gun reform for Nevada. And he gave his fans an ultimatum when he said, "Any fan who's a fan of mine supporting his drawing, I'm drawing in the sand a line, either you're for or against." The rap was met with both glowing support and much dismay, especially from his Trump-supporting fans. So what do you guys think? Was the freestyle some straight fire, or did it just fall flat? Do you think Eminem is coming out really strong on Trump?
I mean, he's got a huge platform, so
Definitely.
where else to express your views? Like, such a wide-reaching audience. I think it was straight fire, pretty savage.
And he's been not totally off the map before. He's obviously still a major celebrity, but we haven't heard new rhymes from Eminem in a while. So it's actually pretty interesting that this is kind of what he decides to come back with, a very, very strong statement. And I don't know if there is a way to come back too strong on such a controversial figure. I think that's the only way to come back at someone like that.
Well, a lot of the verses he's been featured on in many songs, he uses his platform to talk about social reform and political reform. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just think it's really interesting that he's coming out this strong on Trump.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, well, it was great getting to chat with you guys, and now we're going to toss it over to Brenna as she checks out a fresh daily event that helps bring awareness to mental illness and the resources available to students here at Emerson. Take a look.
I am here at Fresh Check Day. My name is Brenna Epstein, and we are here to see what Fresh Check Day is all about and talk to some people about it. So let's go see what's up.
Fresh Check Day is an event sponsored by the Jordan Porco Foundation. It's an event that many colleges and universities around the nation do, and it's a day to promote mental health awareness and the stigma against mental health. The most important thing is to really take that time for yourself when needed. Knowing Emerson students, they're always busy, always raring to go, but you need that kind of time to balance. So take time for self-care, utilize the resources around you. As administrators, we're all here to help you succeed in any way possible. So really just use us, but also take time for yourself.
Everybody who goes through and learns more about the resources and the warning signs and all of the information around suicide, they have the opportunity to ask a question or answer a question and be able to get an opportunity to shoot a beanbag into the hole and win a t-shirt.
Cool. Okay.
Would you like to try?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Name at least 2 places where you can go for help.
ECAPS, or you can call like a national suicide hotline.
Correct.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, what made you decide to come to Fresh Check Day today?
Well, it was here, and I was going to be going to my room to watch Friends, but then it was here, so.
Yeah, that's good. That's always a nice alternative. Do you think that this is something that a lot of colleges should start putting on campus for other students?
I think so, because it's kind of valuable. I mean, if someone's struggling with something, they can come here and be like, oh, there's more folks, so, yeah.
Welcome back. I'm here with Jasper Cote, local musician. We're so excited to have you here on GME. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So how did you get into music?
My family has played music like all my life, and I never did. And then in middle school, I just took up the bass guitar and then played it in a concert band, which was really weird. And then my stepdad taught me a few chords on guitar, and then YouTube videos and stuff like that to learn the rest.
Yeah, I play guitar too, and that's how I learned too. So who's like your biggest aspiration?
Ooh, musically?
Yeah. Or like your biggest influence?
Well, I love David Bowie, and I love Father John Misty, and kind of like Lou Reed. So like kind of mixing those all together.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there like a certain genre you'd say you fit into?
I write all over the place. I have a band called the Pool Boys.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So that like plays like some more like harder stuff, like more rock stuff. But if I'm doing solo stuff, it's more folky indie stuff.
Cool. What's your songwriting process like?
My songwriting process? Sit down, I write some chords alone, and then write some lyrics and maybe have a drink. You know?
Good idea.
Nah.
What are your songs normally about? Is it kind of all over the place, or is there like a certain focus?
There has been a certain focus. I have been writing about past relationships. So a little cliche.
Topic.
Yeah, it's a good topic. It's a juicy topic.
Lot to say.
But, but I would like to explore other
Yeah.
areas.
Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, I play the bass guitar. I play guitar. I sing. I tried playing French horn and trumpet.
Wow.
Long ago.
That's
but,
an experience.
I've given up since.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
It was really good to have you on here. And now we have Victoria Gonzalez, so with some heartwarming stories to make your day a little brighter. Here she is with our next segment, Bet You Didn't Know.
Thanks, Megan. I bet you didn't know these 3 stories that will cheer you up today. One of the most touching stories from this week involves an 80-year-old retired teacher, Walker Erickson from Minnesota, who has been substituting since 1991. 2 of his students at Champlain Park High School have shared that he has always impacted their life on a personal level, which is why they chose to give back to him in a special way. Erickson has been struggling with money for years for a complicated surgery his wife needed, which led to his students raising money for said surgery. They set a goal of $500, but instead they raised nearly $1,300 in just 6 days. Erickson is reported to be very overwhelmed and grateful with the generosity from his staff and community. Jonathan Drouin, professional hockey player for the Montreal Canadiens, has partnered with the Canadians Children's Foundation to donate to less fortunate children. Turns out he is contributing $165,000 to provide a suite for children to have a nice place to watch the hockey games. Drouin mentioned that the main reason he wanted to help is to give children and their families an opportunity to enjoy memorable experiences after all the hardships they face in their day-to-day lives. Lastly, Tailwagon Tutors is an international tutoring program that works to help kids with their reading skills. This program is located in the Center County Library in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, and it is far from a typical tutoring center. Children get to sit down next to the dog and read out loud to them. The children are able to concentrate better on their readings as they pet the dogs, and it is a great way to make them feel relaxed in a pleasant learning environment. Hopefully these cute couple of stories helped to brighten your day, if only the slightest bit. We will be back with more Good Morning Emerson after this short break.
Welcome back. Well, Megan, I hope you're hungry because now we're going to go to our demo correspondent, Kate Nelson, to learn how to make a delicious and nutritious smoothie. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Kate Nelson, and this is the demo segment of Good Morning Emerson. Today we are on Newberry Street, and we're going to go talk to Bella Edwards about her healthy eating habits.
So we're here today in Bella Edwards' beautiful apartment. What are we going to make today, Bella?
So today we're going to make a smoothie. I think we're going to make a sort of acai variation. I throw a lot of different things in my smoothies, a lot of vegetables and some fruits, so you can get the benefits of the veggies and the fruits and some superfoods.
So talk to me about some of our ingredients today.
So today we're going to make an acai smoothie with dates, frozen cherries, blueberries, a little bit of banana, and we're going to put an acai packet in from Trader Joe's. There's 0 grams of sugar in this, and it's so delicious with a lot of antioxidants. We're also going to throw in some spinach and cauliflower, which I know sounds really strange, but I promise you can't taste it. It just makes it really fluffy. And then we're going to throw in a little dash of cinnamon just for the flavor. And then a little bit of chia seeds for the omega-3s. Flax seeds, I recommend getting roasted flax seeds because the texture and the taste is unbelievable. We're also going to throw in some maca, which is an adaptogen, and it's really good for stress levels and hormone balancing. And then we're going to go to cacao nibs, which is what the base of chocolate is. They're a little bitter, but I really like the flavor and the texture. Great as toppings as well. We're also going to throw in some almond butter because fat is fuel and almond butter is delicious. And then we're going to do hemp seeds, which gives it a really creamy texture. And these are also great for omega-3s. And then we're going to throw in some bee pollen, which is great for immunity. And then almond butter as the base because I really like using nut milk, but you could also use milk, water, or any sort of nut milk you prefer. And then we're going to use this granola on top. Purely Elizabeth is my absolute favorite. It's so good and it's lower in sugar as far as granola goes.
Awesome. Well, let's get started.
Sweet.
So you love making smoothies and stuff. And
yes.
Talk to me about like your health journey, as you called it.
So I honestly suffered from like chronic stomach aches in high school, and I thought that it was just like a part of everyday life to get stomach aches every single day. But then I started talking to my boyfriend's mom actually, and she was like, no, this is not normal. And she had problems with stomach aches as well, so she was like, try cutting out gluten and dairy for a 6-week period and see how that goes. So I did it, and my life completely changed.
Really?
Completely changed. I felt so much better, so much more energized, didn't have a stomach ache. So
you eat totally wholesome foods and you exercise regularly?
Yes. Yes,
so I feel like you are what you eat, you know. So like you are
huge on that.
Superfood.
I'm a superfood. I'm a walking superfood. Ooh, oh boy, a little spillage. Good. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm so glad.
Wow, that is delicious.
I'm so happy.
Incredible. The one other thing I want to ask you about is you have a food Instagram?
Yes, I do. So I started it about a year ago when I got to Emerson, and I kind of realized that, okay, healthy eating is not always that easy when you're in a dining hall.
Especially at Emerson, yeah.
Yeah, we all are aware of the dining hall situation. And I've had so much fun cooking and just experimenting with different things, and I hope that it just, you know, spreads my passion for health and wellness.
Yeah, that's awesome. So What is your Instagram? Tell the people.
So my Instagram is Bella Eat Words. My name is Bella Edwards, so I kind of tried to go for a play on words there. But yeah.
So yeah, follow Bella Eat Words on Instagram, and you can look at all of her amazing recipes and all of her wonderful acai bowls.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bella.
Of course.
Whoa, I'm definitely going to have to try that recipe at home. Looks heavenly. Now let's check in with Joe, our sports update.
Thanks, guys. The 2017 NBA regular season kicked off Tuesday night, and the Celtics began their season looking for that Eastern Conference championship quest in Cleveland against the Cavaliers. The C's eventually lost to LeBron and company, but the game was marred within minutes of its tip-off, as heralded All-Star Gordon Hayward's ankle got tangled up early in the first quarter. Hayward landed hard on the court, dislocating his ankle and fracturing his tibia. Many of his teammates and opponents were visibly shaken up after the play, as Hayward had to be carried off. The prized offseason acquisition will likely be out for the majority of the season. Moving to baseball, the Baby Bombers continued to reign in New York last night, as Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge slugged clutch hits to lead the Yankees to a 6-4 come-from-behind win against the Astros. After losing the first 2 games of the series, New York has stormed back to even it up. They sent the matchup back to Texas. On the NLCS side, the Dodgers cruised to a 3-0 series lead with a big win in Chicago last night over the Cubs. Chris Taylor homered and tripled, and Yu Darvish pitched another gem, as LA just needs one more to notch another World Series berth. Moving to Emerson sports, the men's soccer team hosted Framingham State in non-conference action last night. The Lions fell behind early, giving up a goal in the 16th minute to Ken Stahovich. But sophomore striker Gavin Fauche netted a penalty equalizer in the 78th minute to knot the game at 1. The Lions almost surrendered a goal in the second overtime, but neither team was able to score, as Emerson recorded their 3rd tie of the season. They brought their record to 4-8-3. The women's soccer team faced a heartbreaker in Connecticut last night, as the ladies fell to Coast Guard 3-2. The Lions surrendered a goal just 50 seconds into the first overtime, as Emerson dropped to 3-8-2 on the air and 3-4 in the NUMAC. On the volleyball court, the Lions lost to Riviere in 5 sets last night, 3-2, in the Brown and Plofker gym. Farrah Cohen recorded 12 kills and 18 digs, but she was unable to lead the Lions to the win, who fell to 10-12 on the air. The Lions will host their annual Dig Pink event on Saturday, and ECS will have full coverage, so check us out and don't miss out on your Emerson sports. Ross and Megan, back to you.
Thanks, Joe. And now please welcome musician Jasper Cote as he performs his original song, Dive, Dive, Dive.
I was Joel, you my Clementine, looking for your peace of mind. I'm sorry if I was too unkind. Oh shoot, we're out of time. What the hell did I do? I wish there was something I could do. The eraser guys are coming soon. I wish my brain could remember you. I see flashes of you. I don't know where they're taking you. It's getting hard to remember you. Hi, my name is, who are you? I don't think I've met you. I don't think I've met you. I'm trying hard to remember too, but I don't think think I've met you.
All right, Jasper Cote, everybody. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, thank you to everyone for waking up with us, and have a wonderful rest of your morning and week. I'm Ross Ketschke.
And I'm Maegan Cullinan. Remember to tune in next week at 9 a.m. for more GME.